Well, it's never too early for good money habits, and now that you're on your own in college, it's time to get back to the basics. College is the first time you're on your own and able to make your own decisions, which also means more responsibility. Here to talk to us about staying on top of your finances while you're in school, we are joined by CEO and founder of Unigo.com, Jordan Goldman. Jordan, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks a lot.
So you say you've got a list of tips to help any student manage his or her money when they first get to school. And the first tip you have is make a budget and track your spending.
Yeah, so this one seems obvious, but it's something that a lot of students don't remember to do. When you get to campus, even if you have a lot of money in your credit or debit account, you want to try to make as detailed a budget as you possibly can and then stick to it. So you're not just spending money frivolously, but you know, this is how much I'm spending on recreation, this is how much I'm spending on academics, this is how much I'm spending on kind of movies and restaurants and eating out. You may want to use a service like Mint.com. One of the great things Mint does is at the end of every month it analyzes your different spending patterns. So if you haven't yourself grouped it into these different areas, it will group it for you. And it will recommend for you ways that you can save money, areas you may be overspending, and it can just help you control your finances a little bit better.
All right, and the next suggestion you have is not just for college students, but you say learn how to invest.
Yeah, so this is just for anyone who's first getting comfortable with money management. You want to start understanding the mechanics of what being an investor looks like. You might want to use a site called sharebuilder.com, which lets you make small investments. It can be as low as $4 per share. But it just gets you in the habit of investing, following it, seeing what the returns are. And later in life, if you do decide to go into this in a more detailed way, you have that experience and a level of comfort.
You also say sell your skills.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Well, a lot of students, they come to college campuses and they may be good at things, anything from fixing a car to you may be good at computers to just simple things like babysitting. But they don't think about monetizing that. When you're on a college campus, you need all the money you can get. So try to sell your skills. Put up ads for the fact that you can fix a computer or that you can help someone with car repairs. Start at a low dollar amount just to try to get volume, to work for as many people as possible and see, is your reputation growing? Are you getting greater demand? And if you are, you can jack up your prices and start making quite a bit.
And I guess you would say manage your time is also factored into all of those.
Exactly.
You also say become a human guinea pig. You have to explain this one to me.
So this is a more extreme case, but if you're on a university, a lot of them do have medical schools, and a lot of those medical schools have a variety of clinical trials, which range from one day to sometimes they can last months. Those clinical trials can pay from hundreds to thousands of dollars, in some cases even tens of thousands of dollars. So you have to weigh the risks, but you can go to your local medical center or you can go to clinicaltrials.gov and find a list of paying clinical trials that you can sign up for and guaranteed to make money, but you might turn into Spider-Man. So you got to make sure that it's going to be okay.
Well, that wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah.
But they're often looking for, people that are in the college range in terms of age?
Yeah, they tend to be looking for healthy young adults who they can run a test on. And 50% of any clinical trial, you're going to get a placebo. So there is a 50-50 shot you're not going to get anything at all.
Okay, great advice, Jordan. But before we let you go, we do have a couple of viewer questions for you to answer. The first one comes from Jared of Rutgers, New Jersey via Twitter, and he asks, can you help me figure out how to take a girl out on a great but cheap date around campus? Help her brother out.
So two things you might want to look at. One is just citysearch.com has guides on a city-by-city level of just free areas around your location that you can go for wine tastings or free events. So that's good because you don't have to pay at all. There's another great site called myopenbar.com, which will by email each week give you alerts of new opening bars and restaurants that for an hour or 2 hours that week have an entirely open bar. So if you don't want to have a lot of money to shell out for drinks, but you want to take someone on somewhat of a classy date, that's a good site to look at.
So they have ratings for not just service or food, but also price.
Exactly.
Okay. And another viewer, Brian from Providence, Rhode Island, writes, I've heard I should make my own meals instead of eating out, but I don't know how to cook, and I don't have much cash for ingredients. Any advice?
Yeah, I mean, college students, you don't have many resources. You want to get yourself a mini fridge, you want to get yourself a microwave. There's a book called Microwave Meals for One. It's a cookbook, and it's literally all types of food that you wouldn't think you could cook in a microwave, but you actually can, and it breaks it down. So none of these meals are going to be any more than $25. None of them are going to have more than 3 ingredients, but they're easy to make, they're cheap, and they're good. There's another book called 101 Ways to Cook Ramen, which is also similar philosophy. Just cheap, good meals that you wouldn't think you could make on under $25 in a dorm room, but you can, and it's a good way to get by.
Jordan Goldman, thanks very much. You don't have to freak out about money if you're a college student. That's all the time we have for Good Money. Remember to go to our website at abcnews.com/business to ask Good Money's team of personal finance experts your questions. I'm TJ Winnick in New York. Thanks for watching.
ABC News Now. Good to know.